So if you're thinking about selling your home, you've probably got one big question on your mind. How do you get the absolute most money for it without all the stress and the huge upfront costs of fixing it up? It's a classic problem, right? But today we're going to break down a really smart way to solve it.
Now, the easiest path always seems to be just selling your home as is. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? No dealing with contractors, no picking out paint colors, no hassle. But is that easy choice secretly costing you a small fortune?
And here's the number that should make you sit up and pay attention. The data shows that selling as is could mean leaving 15, maybe even 20% of your home's value on the table. I mean, that is a huge chunk of your hard-earned equity that just evaporates. Because let's face it, today's buyers will pay top dollar for a home that's truly move-in ready.
Okay, so that brings us to the big question, the seller's dilemma. If we know that making improvements can earn you so much more money, why on earth isn't everyone doing it?
Well, it pretty much boils down to these 4 giant hurdles. First, who has the time to manage a huge project? Then there's the money. I mean, you probably don't want to drain your savings account before you've even sold the house. And then you got to find contractors you can actually trust not to disappear. The whole thing just feels like way too much. It's completely overwhelming.
So, what if there was a way to get around all those hurdles? A whole new model is popping up to solve this exact problem. It's often called a Renovate Now, Pay Later service. We're going to look at one of them, called Upside Concierge, to see how this all works.
The idea at its core is actually pretty simple. A company comes in, they front all the money for the renovations, and they manage the entire project for you. We're talking everything from a fresh coat of paint to a brand new kitchen. And here's the magic part. You pay absolutely nothing until your home sells at closing. 0 upfront costs, 0 interest, 0 hidden fees.
All right, so how does it actually work? Is it complicated? Not at all. It's actually designed to be super simple and totally hassle-free, breaking the whole thing down into just a few key steps.
It's really just a straightforward 4-step path. It all kicks off with a consultation right there at your property. Next, you get to customize the plan, choosing from a menu of renovations that are proven to get you the biggest bang for your buck. After that, you just sit back and relax while vetted local pros get the work done. And then, my favorite step, you close the sale and only then do you pay for the work right out of the proceeds.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. A pay-at-closing model sounds amazing, but it also sounds a little too good to be true. What about the risk? We've all heard the horror stories about renovations going over budget or taking forever. Well, to solve that, these services build in some pretty serious guarantees for your peace of mind. The entire point of these guarantees is to build a financial shield around you, the homeowner. They're designed to protect you from all the biggest risks that come with a renovation. Let's break down the 3 main ways they do that.
First up is the profit guarantee, and this one is a big deal. The service is so confident in their process that they guarantee you will make at least an additional $20,000 in profit from the renovations. If for some reason you don't, they actually reduce their own fee until you hit that number.
Next, an on-time guarantee. You know how renovation projects seem to drag on forever? This tackles that fear head-on. A firm date for your home to hit the market is set right at the start. If they miss that deadline, for any reason, you get a $5,000 credit. That's a pretty strong reason for them to stay on schedule.
And finally, the on-budget guarantee. This one is designed to eliminate that nightmare scenario of surprise costs and change orders. If any unexpected costs pop up, you get another $5,000 credit. Basically, the price you agree to at the beginning is the price you pay at the end, period.
So, those are the promises, and they sound pretty incredible. But how does this all actually play out in the real world? Let's take a look at a couple of real-life case studies to see the results for sellers just like you.
Let's start with this first story here, for a seller named Ozanur. His home had actually been on the market before, and it failed to sell. It was an expired listing. After the concierge team came in and did a full remodel, the home sold for way over $1 million, netting him an extra $185,000 in profit. Incredible.
Now, check out this other story. For Shane in Marysville. He was just feeling completely overwhelmed by the whole idea of selling. The team came in, managed all the updates for him, and what was the result? An extra $83,000 in his pocket with 0 hassle. And look, these aren't just a couple of lucky one-off stories. When you zoom out and look at all the projects this company has done, the average seller walks away with an additional $163,000 in profit. Think about that. That is truly life-changing money that would have just been left on the table otherwise.
And this quote from a recent seller just sums it all up perfectly. Of course, the extra $92,000 is huge, right? But the real magic, the part that changes everything, is that second sentence: "We didn't lift a finger or spend a dime until closing." It really makes you think. The question isn't just about how much more your home could be worth, but how easy and stress-free could the process of unlocking all that value actually be.